Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And the first news we got during the week, of course, Bestiary or the Bestiary League has started. But for those of you especially who actually haven't been able to play yet during the league, we get some news. So the challenges that were revealed early in the week are the helmet for the 12th challenge, the wings for the 24th, and the portal in the background for the 36th. The portal, you can see it really well in the game every time you capture a beast, so you can actually choose if you want to get the portal or not. Also, I'm a bit bummed that it's the same slots as the previous challenges for the Abyss League, although this one looks much better, so there's that at least. Also, we got a couple specific changes before the patch notes, and these pretty much are the nerfs for the leagues. So first up, Zana doesn't have breach in this league, and I called it in my last video. That's why we got a lot of divination cards regarding breaches, and that is because GGG doesn't want this to be another breach league pretty much. Also, the monster gravity damage has been modified a little bit. Basically, the TLDR is that it wasn't working correctly, so now the monster deal reduced damage or increased damage will actually work properly, and you will find yourself in some situations where you will actually get hurt a lot by this, because it now works as it should be. Onigoroshi has been made a lot harder to find, and this is no surprise because it will be way too strong for characters if it only took like 3 to 4 hours to get it. Right now it takes probably over 10, I think, around 15, I guess. I mean, there's not many players who actually went for this time. So, well, also Berry Lock is actually stronger, so there's that as well. Be careful if you are going for this as your first character. Viscose has been nerfed, no surprise there, just not too much, but still kind of a little bit. Maybe it's not best in slot for every single build now. It's probably still best in slot for any Magic Find build anyway. And the Sextant has been changed, so now you can only have a maximum number of 5 on your Atlas, so there's no blocking anymore, no all of these crazy things. Also, you cannot use more than 1 at the beginning, and by completing some Zana stuff you can actually increase your Sextant slots, so that's going to be probably interesting. I mean, Sextants, I never really used them too much, but I never really liked the way they were used, because they were like, you either use them to their full potentials or you just sold them. There was no middle ground there, so we'll see how this goes, and we'll see if GGG actually made a good move or not. We also got a little short video about the fights into the arena. I mean, you can just play the game now and experience these fights yourself. It looks easy, but when you got a lot, like 4 beasts, each with double bestiary mod, it gets really hard in there, especially if your build is not a cookie cutter build. So good luck in there if you want to craft something. For hardcore players, sometimes it's just better to not craft anything and go on with your own gear. Also, if you are the holder of an item filter, these are the new things you need to know, which really aren't that much, so this is for you if you actually need to complete something. Also, if you want to modify any existing filter you are using, you're probably going to need this to actually fix colors and stuff and know where to actually look. Also, all of the passive tree informations are out, so if you use passive building or any other kind of offline tree, you will find it updated. So if you didn't have time to play the game yet, maybe you have time to actually play your build. So be aware that those things are actually updated. And well, I mean, this is the post for the launch of the league, which isn't really that useful right now. You just know it started on March the 2nd, and it will last 3 months probably, just like the Abyss League. So use this date pretty much to see where and when the league is gonna end, and plan your gameplay if you don't have that much time at your hands and you still want to complete stuff. Also, when the game began, during the first let's say 2 hours of the game, Many players, including myself, were not able to use the Bestiary, so it wouldn't load the recipes, it wouldn't let you actually sacrifice anything, although you could still capture things. And GGG kind of went on the fix really quickly. It took just a couple of hours, and you can tell they were actually pretty scared of ruining the new players' experience. So if you maybe started playing and stopped because of this bug, just know it's fixed. And also, GGG is planning on more improvements into the league, so many players have been complaining about some things. For example, the recipe notification, which pops up every time you get a new recipe, is pretty damn big, and it was not clickable. So you just add a big zone into the screen where you could not click, which was kind of a problem. Also, many players didn't realize how to dismiss them. Personally, I just found out that pressing space would make one disappear, so it was really easy. Just look at one really quickly, what item was, what mod it was, and then spacebar, all of those. So that was working, even though it wasn't clickable. Now you can click through the recipe notification, which is pretty good, and pressing space will just hide all of the consequent notifications. So if you don't want to know, you just press H and go to the Bestiary and look at that yourself. So it doesn't really matter. But I mean, I personally like to see all of the new recipes. Maybe a little less intrusively would be nice, but still. Also, GGG made the legendary beasts easier to capture, and by legendary beasts they mean the 2 mods Bestiary beasts. And well, they are now easier, although I mean they were the one that were failing a lot. And I think it's normal. I mean, if every single beast just doesn't fail, what's even the point? But still, it's nice to actually capture them, so I'm okay with this. Also, it should be a little bit clearer that when a monster breaks free from the net, it goes into a rage, and while it is enraged, you cannot actually try to recapture. You need to wait a little bit, and this was not understandable at the beginning, so GG tried to fix that. Also, there should have been a 3-second capture window when you throw your net on a monster, but GG were scared of some kind of abuse onto the stun that the net gives on the monster, so they kind of made a last minute change, and that brought this 3-second window to be not 3 seconds. Sometimes it was actually down to 0.2 seconds, so instant net pretty much, and that kind of killed the feels of capturing monsters. Also, GG is thinking of making players able to capture beasts when the beasts are dead, meaning that you just kill everything on the way, you don't care about anything, and just throw your net into the pack, and it will latch onto the strongest enemy in there and capture it. Honestly, I think this is a very bad move, because I mean, people will like it because clear speed meta, right? And everyone's like that, but still, I think actually capturing a beast has its own feeling, and if you just kill everything and then throw a net randomly into the pack and get stuff up, I mean, it feels pretty shit, to be honest. But we'll have to see how that goes. GG is probably still going to implement it so that you can actually play in the way you want, even though I absolutely do not agree with this. And there's also some new mystery boxes, so new gambling boxes are out. They are absolutely cool, and as usual they are gambling, so good luck with those if you actually want to spend some points. And well, all in all, I'm definitely enjoying the league so far. Looks pretty good. I'm trying the new skills, so we'll see how that goes. But still, I guess that was all for this week, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So that was all. I've been your host Zorzo, and I'll see you guys the next time.